I'm Jeremy.
I'm AJ.
These are extraordinary times.
Hey, look at this.
As we continue to play with our format, we'll keep, dropping little fun things like that. So, first story of today, awfulness, as we've been doing so often now. Pittsburgh, PA, a state and a city that we love so very, very much.
They give us a lot of stories.
They do. They give us a lot of stories, and it's generally a nice city, I think. I've heard from people. I've driven through it once. Moving on. A gentleman walked into the University of Pittsburgh Psychiatric Hospital and opened fire in the lobby today. He killed 2 people, injured 7 others, I mean, it's a crazy people hospital. Crazy people go in there.
Usually they aren't allowed to bring weapons, though.
This saddens us.
I just hope he's crazy.
Stuff like this. Yeah,
because if he's not, then
yeah. If he went in there with a purpose other than being actually crazy, there's I don't know. There's not much to say here. It's sad. It happens. Upsetting.
And really, this is about as much information we have besides the fact that one other person was injured, not due to gunshot wounds. So,
well,
chaos.
Silver lining. Moving on. Jumping across to
New Jersey.
I
really don't know what to think about this particular one. Whether to be mad or whether to be congratulatory?
Impressed. I am impressed, but I also have a decent criminal mind, though I never use it. Never.
So
not to be used for evil.
So 3 gentlemen walked into a jewelry store in Evesham, New Jersey, and stole roughly $500,000 worth of stuff in 45 seconds. Whoa!
I hope. Is it bad? Like the Ocean's 11 side of my brain is like, I hope they get away with it. That's pretty good.
Police are saying literally they walked in, guy had a hammer, started smashing things. The other 2 guys just started grabbing stuff, and all gone in 45 seconds.
So from a guy I kind of, sort of, almost hope gets away with it to a guy I'm really glad didn't get away with it.
Jeez. Facebook strikes again.
Facebook. End of privacy as you know it. Proof positive. This gentleman out of Tacoma, Washington, a place that I hold very dear to my heart for my family up there. What's up, guys? Love you. But this guy had a wife, the way people do, and they had some marital problems in 2009, like people do, and they separated, like people do, and then he, like most people don't do, went off, changed his name, and got a wife number 2 before getting rid of wife number 1, and actually at a point she found out about it, and he tried to get her not to tell anyone about it. And so she told her attorney.
Well, actually, the fun part is how she found out. Well, the other wife found out. Facebook tried to connect them.
Facebook noticed that this man and these 2 women, they were both connected to him, so they should be friends.
I don't think they're friends. Anyway.
I think they might be becoming friends now. They have some common ground.
Possibly, yeah.
They might have some common ground.
May have to lose the guys in the meantime.
I think they call it a class action lawsuit when there's more than one person. I don't know.
This is terrible.
Oh, fraud. Anyways.
From a county corrections officer, too.
Yeah.
Anyway.
He thought he was better than the law. No one's better than the law, my friend. No one.
Oh, now for something completely different. We haven't really mentioned this yet. We kind of wanted to, didn't have time. The Iditarod dog race up north has started last Saturday.
Alaska. By the way, Alaska, above the settled parts of Alaska along the coastline, inhospitable.
Right.
Period.
So, they're racing these dogs, and this one guy's dog died. Just
basically keeled
passed out
over
from exhaustion and stopped breathing, and so he did as any good dog owner would do, I guess, and gave it CPR. And revived it.
Mouth to snout, they call it. Mouth to snout CPR.
No, and the dog survived, so I'm guessing that's a good thing. But
that's why we can laugh a little and joke a little, because the dog survived and he's doing fine. And I mean, considering he's crossing Alaska.
Well, from the reports, the dogs love this, and obviously the people love their dogs enough that they give CPR to them.
Yep.
So any animal rights activists have nothing to stand on. But anyway,
good times. Yeah, it's a good day. Next up, Utah, a place some of us hold dear to our hearts. Also, they
got a lot of family there.
They just passed a bill in the Senate approving schools to, if they feel like it, to not teach sex ed in their schools and not fear reprisals. Some of us, myself included, believe that sexual education deserves to be done by parents, and parents need to
definitely
man and woman up and teach their kids about sex rather than passing the buck on to the man.
Oh, I don't know how to talk to my kids about such a sensitive subject. Yeah, suck it up.
Suck it up. Learn how. They have websites for that now,
It's not even as hard as it was 10 years ago.
Yeah. If you're feeling really lazy, rent a really bad film and be like, hey, this is how it works.
Don't do that. Don't have somebody else do it.
That's bad parenting.
Worse than have the teacher do it. But anyway.
Exactly. I remember that Miracle of Life video where that woman started giving birth, and I was like, I don't want to see this until my child's born. And I didn't until my child was born. And then I understood the Miracle of Life, instead of putting my head flat on my desk and being like, I don't want to see that. So, there you go.
Anyway, so on to something completely different again. Man, we're just sitting all over the board today.
Boom.
Coke and Pepsi are trying to avoid a lawsuit now. I don't know how much you guys know about nutrition, but Coke and Pepsi are bad for you. So bad, in fact, along with most other dark sodas, they contain a carcinogen that makes it that dark color.
Carcinogen?
Yeah, gives you cancer.
Word. Yeah.
Coke and Pepsi are removing that particular ingredient and replacing it with something else not so harmful. Just so they don't have to put this could cause cancer label over in California. So
apparently they're actually going to put real caramel in it, hopefully, to give it that caramel coloring instead of carcinogenic color food product.
Personally, I think this will make it better.
I hope so. I really like that. Around here we call it Mexican Coke, but the real sugar Coke from Mexico that is with real sugar, it's so good. Like
instead of this artificial sweetening and all that.
Corn-fed fruitcakes. Anyway. Last story of the day, something that got directed to me by someone on Facebook, actually. Thank you, Randy. You always are great for good news. I appreciate you, brother.
And thanks to everybody else who's also sent us stories in the
past. Oh my gosh, we love all of you!
Yes.
Cam and Caleb and all of you guys, you keep feeding us, and we appreciate you. Keep doing it. allthingsextraordinary@gmail.com. We'll put that up a little early and over there at the end. But up in the Pacific Northwest, for those of you who don't know, they really like their green energy, partially because they have a lot of wind, and so they can do wind farms and have a lot of power because of those wind farms.
It's actually pretty cool to see them all standing out there.
Oh yeah, they're kind of intimidating. Not gonna lie. I drove through one in California once. They are huge and spinny, and you are afraid that's just gonna swoop down a little lower and punch you in the face every time it spins. Anyways, I'm weird.
I think it's fun, but anyway.
But apparently, when was I should have finished reading this, but they require taxpayers to subsidize the production of renewable energy up there, so that the government doesn't have to allot more money that they don't have towards it. They allot money that they are taking from their people to it, and apparently, on top of that, they are subsidizing these wind farms to not actually produce energy so that other forms of energy, like other power plants that aren't as clean, can
coal.
Yeah,
what?
can produce the energy for people instead of these wind farms. That's very much akin to the same thing that they've been doing with farmers and trying to price control food. And so I don't know if you know about potato farming up in Idaho or a lot of wheat farming in the Midwest, but they do this and they try and price control and make people not produce and give them money to not produce. It doesn't make sense
at all.
I mean, those of you who think we have a free market, especially in agriculture, we really don't. And apparently in renewable energy, we really don't. So those of you who feel a certain degree of outrage at that, please get educated on it. Please write your senators about it. I'm not really a write your senator kind of guy either, but this kind of stuff cannot stand.
Shoot out an email. They read emails.
They read emails. Call the White House switchboard and ask to talk to your senator. They listen to people that squeak about stuff. By the way, yeah. When you clog up their phone lines, they get a little itchy.
Their lives are just so stressful enough with all that they get paid. Sorry.
Yeah.
My politics leaking out again.
I really hate that they have the power to vote their own pay raises. They should put that in bills to submit to all 50 states and the territories. Anyways, we are done for today. We are done for this week.
Finally, the weekend.
Finally, the weekend.
I actually have plans.
He has plans. I have plans. They're not together. We're gonna hang out separately, and
that depends on who has the better plan. Anyway,
hopefully, I'll see some of you out at a particular rock show at a particular BFE tonight. Love you, Series 6. That was atrocious. He's AJ.
He's Jeremy.
These are extraordinary times. Here goes the outro.